Hi, everyone. So I just got back from Walgreens, and no, I did not go there specifically to get Spree. I went there to pick up meds, but Spree was on my list to look for, and it was nowhere to be found in the store. And I was in the deodorant aisle again, looking at body spray, and after like a minute, that message came over the loudspeaker again. Assistance is required in the deodorant aisle. No, it's fucking not. I did not ask for any help. Once again, I was the only one in the aisle, so I bolted. Like, is there some like motion sensor thing? Like, where if you're standing in an aisle for too long, some recording comes over? Like, I don't get it. But that wouldn't make sense because I was in the toothpaste aisle for a while. I was in the animal aisle for a while getting like cat stuff, toys and stuff. So, like, what the fuck is that all about? And I'm going to do another episode about something. I did not have a good time yesterday with driving Alicia to and from ketamine therapy. I had some road rage. I learned some stuff in therapy about like control issues. So I think I just need to do an episode about that instead of turn it into a tangent. So let's hope I remember that I said that. But anyways, this is the bathroom episode. This is very embarrassing for me to talk about. I feel like I'm the only one that this has happened to. And I know that that's like unique thinking or whatever, or not rational, but like I really do feel that way because I've never met anybody else that has had something like this happen to them. And so a good reason why I'm doing this episode is because I'm hoping that somebody out there listens to it and emails me and lets me know, nope, my mom or dad or whoever was fucking batshit crazy too when it had to do with the bathroom. Like, I really need to know. I need to have like, is there some like, I don't know, like a bathroom friend or something? Sounds so stupid. Like, I just need somebody to like tell me that it wasn't just me. Because after I found out about the autism thing, that of course was like, oh, there's everybody else out in the world. Not everybody, but there are people like me. And I had actual evidence of that. I have no evidence that anybody else had a fucked up parent when it came to the bathroom. So I'll try to turn this into like a shorter version than like, because I got to get back to work. Yeah, I wish I had awareness of myself earlier in life because I do have regrets about not asking my parents more specifics about how it was when they grew up. And I'm guessing that's because I was young. I was in like my 20s. I wasn't even thinking about my childhood or anything. So why would I ask about theirs? It was just all about me, you know? And I wish I knew more because all I have are the basics. My dad grew up with a bunch of siblings. His father died when he was young. His mom raised all of them. And then my mom grew up with alcoholism. Her mom kicked her out when she was like a teenager. She goes to live with her grandma, who also is an alcoholic, and there's abuse in the family. And so, that explains a lot of like her behaviors throughout my childhood, but I wish I knew more because did something happen to her with a bathroom and that's why she was like that with me regarding the bathroom? Like, I really wish I knew this answer and I never will. And I just realized that December is 8 years since I've cut my family off. So that'll probably, I don't know, that's a long time. I can't believe it's already been 8 years. But anyways, so, oh my God, this had to have started. Well, I can't say when it started because who knows? I could be repressing something from like when I was younger. But I remember around the age of like, I don't know, 8 or 9 up until like 15 maybe. My mom was fucking weird about the bathroom. And so what would happen is I loved beverages. I've always loved drinking juice and flavored water, and when you're a kid you have limited options on what you could drink, so I don't know, I just was always drinking something, water or something, and I didn't understand why my mom would be like, okay, like you have to go to bed at blah blah blah, so stop drinking water now. Otherwise, you're going to have to get up and go to the bathroom. And I remember thinking, I don't understand how that doesn't make sense to me, because there's a bathroom. If I wake up and I have to go, I just go use it and I go back to bed. What's the big deal? I know now, like now, if I wake up and I have to go to the bathroom, I'm like, I think I could probably sleep for another hour before I really have to get up and go, because I'm lazy. But I wasn't like that when I was a kid, and that logic didn't make sense to me. But it does now, obviously, but it didn't then. And so I tried reducing like my beverage intake or whatever. It just didn't work. I was always thirsty. I don't know. I just have always been like a water drinker, has primarily been like, I've always wanted to drink water. I was probably like a fish or something in a prior life, or maybe a piranha, because I was a bitch in my 20s. But anyways, so I would still have to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And I was never loud about it. I was very quiet because I'm always respectful of other people sleeping. And so she had caught on to the fact that I was doing this almost every night. And I didn't see what the big issue was. Like, she was awake, but I know I didn't wake her up. Everybody else was sleeping. So, like, what happened was, sorry if I'm just, like, bouncing around. It got to where I got scared to go to the bathroom because she was a bitch about it. The next day, I would be yelled at for going to the bathroom, or like if she happened to be awake at night when I was going, she'd be like, get back in bed. Like, it was just bizarre, her issue with me using the bathroom. And there's no explanation. I did nothing wrong but use the fucking bathroom. My brother, he would go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Nothing ever happened to him. She never said anything to him about it. It was always me. So I started getting really like just terrified, because when my mom got mad, she was just like, she was just evil. And I wouldn't piss the bed. I stopped that when I was like, when you're like a little kid or a baby or whatever. I wasn't like a bedwetter past like age 2 or 3 maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could have just pissed the bed every time, but like that would have created more problems with her. And so I became fearful of the bathroom. So that's how I think my hypervigilance started kicking into full gear, because I became aware of everything. I was able to, like, when I woke up, let's say it was like 1 a.m. and my brother and my parents were sleeping in their rooms, I could tell the snores. Like, my dad snoring, I knew what his sounded like, and my mom's snores, I knew what hers sounded like. I got to the point where I was able to figure out approximately how long she's probably been in bed for. Is this a light snore? Is this like a deeper sleep snore? If it's a deeper sleep snore, I could get up and go to the bathroom. I would tiptoe the 5 feet across the hall. Couldn't use the light because, didn't want to get caught. So I would shut the door, but not all the way. And I would use the bathroom. I would not flush because that would make sound, and I would leave and go back to bed. I have no idea if I washed my hands. I don't know. Probably not, because water makes noise. And I don't even know if I was supposed to. I don't even remember if I knew I was supposed to wash my hands after the bathroom. I don't know. My childhood, there's parts of it where I'm sure some shit happened that I can't remember. But anyways, so like this was my nightly, every night, just about. And I know like now as an adult and like having all of these years to look back on, I've noticed that like when I get anxious, I, for some reason, have to pee. Like if I get really anxious, I have to really pee like within the hour. I don't know if that's a thing or if anybody else is like this, but that's how it's always been for me. And I was very anxious as a kid regarding this bathroom situation. So maybe I don't know. But after a while of that, she would catch on that I was still going to the bathroom. So she took a piece of paper one time and she wedged it up in the corner of the door so that when you push the door open, the paper falls. But it was such a small piece of paper that like I didn't notice that it fell, which was the point. And then she would get up the next day, notice that the paper was not wedged in the door, and then come after me like, did you go to the bathroom? Like, this is so embarrassing. What was her fucking issue with the bathroom? I'm not joking when I say that there's like literal trauma regarding this issue. And because this went on for years, every single day, I had some sort of a fear about the bathroom. And it was usually right before I went to bed. And when I got up, I just feel like I was living in like a state of fear for like most of my childhood. Not just with this issue, but like, with all the other bullshit. This was just one of the many things that happened that shouldn't have. But yeah, I don't get it. It really fucked me up. And something had to have happened to her because my dad, like when he would go to the bathroom, he didn't care who heard him shit. His shits were so fucking loud. He did not care that anybody could hear. Nobody, like, he didn't fucking care. And then my mom was the opposite. She would make sure, like, if she was going to the bathroom, even if it was just to pee, she would say, turn the volume up on the TV because she didn't want to be heard. So, hello. Like, there has to have been something with her in a bathroom when she was a kid. Because I thought that was kind of a normal thing. That, don't let anybody else hear you go to the bathroom. And then as I got older and older and older, and then I started getting into therapy, I realized, this isn't normal. And now I am one of those people where I don't like anybody hearing me go to the bathroom. Like, this has fucked me up with bathrooms, like, my entire life since this has happened. Like, when I was in college, I mean, sorry guys, I could be on here for hours telling stories about my bathroom escapades, but I know I've talked about it a little bit before. Like, when we would go on road trips, Alicia and I would monitor, like, my water intake. I would make sure you wouldn't have to stop to go to the bathroom or anything. Like, when I was in college, it was about an hour's drive away when I ended up going to, like, the bigger university. And so I would get to the college about half an hour before my first class and before anybody else really started arriving on campus, maybe like 45 minutes, because I would go to this one bathroom that I knew was mostly empty at that time that I would go, because I always had to take a fucking dump. Sorry about the grossness, but I just, my morning dumps, they were timed. So I had to get out of the car and walk real quick to the bathroom because it was so far away. And then once I got there, the relief wasn't instant because then I had to figure out, is there anybody in this bathroom? And if there was, I would just sit on the toilet and wait until they flushed before I peed or they left. If somebody came into the bathroom and I was mid-pee or poo, I would just stop. And then I would wait until they did their business, washed their hands, and left. And then I would wait around a little bit longer just in case they were waiting outside wondering, like, who's the weird fucker in there that stopped going to the bathroom? I don't know. I just stopped going to the bathroom. It's like, I'm not in here. You can't hear me. But yet, they don't mind being heard, peeing and whatever. It was ridiculous. Just ridiculous. When I was working, any job I've ever had, you have to use the bathroom at some point, and there's other people that use the same fucking bathroom. So I would time my shits. I got to a couple of years where I was able to not poop at work, but then I got older and I had like IBS issues, and that went out the window. So then I discovered poopery. I would bring some of that in with me. I would figure out everybody else's approximate bathroom schedules and make sure that I wasn't around. I mean, this is embarrassing. When I had my last job, I think I talked about the proximity from the bathroom to my office. It wasn't far, but it was like the bathroom was directly across from the person's office that was next to me. And so if every day, if his door was open and he wasn't meeting with a client, I would have to I tinkled really quietly, or I like pooed really quietly. Sorry that this is gross. This is how I've been, this is just the truth. Like I would make sure that like no sounds could be heard. And to this day, I can pee and poo and no sound can be heard. If I really wanted that. I don't do that like on a regular, but like when I was working at other places, I did. I was a fucking pro at it. It was like nobody knew I used the bathroom. I didn't poop. I don't poop. What are you talking about? Like I was so embarrassed to use the bathroom, and I'm a human being with the same parts that other people have, and they go to the bathroom and they don't have a problem with it. So like, why do I? And as if that's not bad enough, every fucking dream I've ever had since I've left home has had a bathroom in it. Sometimes it's like a clean bathroom, but the majority of the times it's a dirty bathroom. Like I talked about that dream I had a little while ago, like several nights ago, where there was like thousands of stalls to choose from. Sometimes the same bathrooms, like how everything looked, and you know the same room would reappear like a couple years later in a dream, but there's always a bathroom, and almost always there's like, I have to go to the bathroom and this is too dirty for me to use, or I don't want anybody to know I'm here, or you know, like that's what my dreams are about, is the fucking bathroom. Like what the fuck? Not one dream ever, ever, ever that there was no bathroom in it. So this is how much this has affected me. And I'd like to say that I've gotten a little bit better with it, but I really don't think I have. Like I won't use somebody's bathroom if I'm over at their house. I'll wait until I can get home. Like it's just, I'm embarrassed about the fact that I have to go to the bathroom. Like, I need to revisit this issue in therapy because I touched on it like a few years back, but other stuff was going on too, so we didn't spend tons of time on this, but I don't want to live the rest of my life having dreams about a fucking bathroom. Or, like, having anxiety using bathrooms in public and stuff like that. Like, even here, I don't know how Alicia does it. She doesn't care. She'll pee and poo with the fucking door open. I don't like that. Close the fucking door. That's what they're there for. Like, that smells, man. Like, have some decency. But I guess a lot of married people do stuff like that. But I don't. I shut the door and I lock it. Because that's another thing. I was never allowed to lock any doors when I was a kid. And so I perpetually felt unsafe because I didn't understand, like, why couldn't I lock a door? And locking a door made me feel safe because there was a bunch of crap going on in my house. It was just toxic, like, all the time almost. So, like, to this day, I lock the bathroom door at home when Alicia's here. I don't think I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, is she going to come in? Is she standing at the door listening to me? Is she going to do this or do that? That's not what I'm thinking. I'm doing it because that simple step makes me feel safe. It's like it's locking out my mother's crap. I don't know how to explain it, but I lock the bathroom door even with Alicia home, knowing that nothing's going to happen, but it makes me feel safe. And when I'm the only one home, I don't lock the door. But I shut it. I'll still shut the door. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess you don't have to because you're home by yourself, but I also have an issue with doors. And if you've listened to my episodes, you know, like, what that's all about too. So this is just one of those things that I don't know how to shake. I don't like having anxiety about this. And unfortunately, here and there, like, I will wake up and Alicia will still be in bed sleeping and I'll have to go to the bathroom. And one of my first thoughts will be, like, I hope she doesn't hear me, or I don't want to wake her up. And then I start planning, like, and then I realize, oh no, you're an adult. You're not at home and as a kid anymore. You don't have to think this way. And then I get up and go. But it continues to be like one of my first thoughts is like hiding. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, is there some term for this? Probably not. It's probably just trauma bullshit, but Is there anybody else out there that this happened to? Now, like, just in case anybody's wondering, I was not sexually abused when I was a kid. I didn't have any of that at home. I didn't even know what sex was when I was a kid. Like, so there's none of that. There was no no sexual abuse, no nothing happened to me in a bathroom with somebody else in there or anything like that. This is strictly because of her acting like a watchdog or a guard dog or whatever. Like, and you know what? Back then, this was like the 90s. If there were I don't know if there was camera, what do you have now? Like the Ring doorbell, like those cameras, like nanny cams. I don't know if nanny cams existed back then. Because if they did, I'm surprised she didn't have them. Record my every movement, Actually, I'm thinking of deleting this episode, but I already just spent over 20 minutes on it, and I'm probably just going to post it. Oh, that was my cat. I just wish I wasn't like this. I've never said I've told Alicia stuff, and I've talked about this in therapy a little bit, but I've never just sat here and talked about it like this. Not even by myself, obviously, or with anybody. I have not said this stuff out loud. And it's just sad. It's just sad that I have this much anxiety about bathrooms, which makes me think something happened to her when she was a kid. And because why else would you just start acting like that? You don't wake up one day and just decide, I'm bored. I'm going to make sure my kid gets fucked up for the rest of her life because of this bathroom shit. And I'll just, that doesn't happen. Something has to have happened to somebody to make them act specifically. I don't know. My words are just fucked up right now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. If you're still listening, I'm sorry. I don't like talking about this. Yeah. So preoccupation with going to the bathroom, making sure I can go on road trips and go as long as I can without having to use a bathroom, wanting to make sure nobody can ever hear me go or even know that I do go, because as far as everybody else is concerned, I have a Barbie butt. There's no hole there. I have a Barbie, I don't go to the bathroom. Isn't there this book for kids called Everybody Poops or something? Should I read that as an adult? Would that help me? Does anybody know? Am I going to lose some people permanently after you listening to this episode and wondering oh my God, why? This is 23 minutes of my life I'm not getting back. So yeah, I feel I don't know if this is helpful for anybody. If there's somebody out there that this happened to and I never hear from you, well, I guess I won't know then, huh? If I don't hear from you. I'm not on any marijuana. I don't drink. I've been up for a few hours now. I've been functioning normally. I've been talking normally up until I got on this podcast and started recording. This bathroom bullshit is this is the one issue that I cannot figure out how to remove from my life. I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to Tia about this, in the next session or two. But yeah. So I'm kind of embarrassed that I talked about all of that, and I hope that some of it made sense. And I have no answers. I wish I did. I don't foresee myself ever reaching out to my family ever. And they're not even really my family. I don't even check up on them on Facebook as much as I used to, because it doesn't really matter to me anymore. However, I hope I never run into them ever again, especially my mother. And even if she were to reach out by some miracle and she's seen the light and she's in therapy or whatever, I don't think I would want to reestablish a relationship with her, especially because she's just like at the core of like all of my trauma. It's been her. And I don't want her back in my life. And these last 8 years, I would say the first 3 sucked real bad, because it's not easy cutting yourself off from like your family. It takes a lot of preparation. People frown upon it. They're like, oh my God, how could you do that to the people that brought you into this world? They like don't understand. So, there's like a whole thing with that too. But like the last 5 years have been fucking great. I don't really think about them that much anymore. My life is going the way that I want it to go. I just feel like I want to leave that behind me. I don't ever want to return to my parents. I don't want that anymore. Because it's going to bring up shit. And then, like, I'm going to want to talk about the stuff that, like, my mom put me through. And I don't know that I want to have those conversations with her. So I kind of just hope I don't ever have to see them or talk to them again, because that's just too much. But anyways, I'm going to get off of here now because this is getting too long and I have to go back to work. And there's a few emails I have to return. I'm not ignoring anybody. I just have been like super busy, because you're going to be like, why is she recording an episode instead of emailing or whatever? Because my priorities are fucked up. Okay, bye.